Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to tell you that why you should play Scythe, the Rise of Fenris. Now this video is going to be broken into two parts. The first part is going to be completely spoiler free, so you can continue watching this, and if you want spoilers then I will tell you when the spoilers are going to come, so you can continue watching to see what all comes in this expansion. Now Scythe Rise of Fenris is an expansion for Scythe. So in case you don't know how to play Scythe or you are more interested in knowing about Scythe, then go watch my other video which is going to be about Scythe itself. Now this is an expansion, as I said, and this is a campaign based on what the developer calls it legacy, but it's not legacy, it's a campaign for Scythe, in which you're going to get this book which is going to tell around 8 scenarios on playing Scythe, and each of these scenarios is going to add a little bit variety by adding little bit modules to the game. Now if you don't like campaign based games, then you can take all of those 8 modules, well 10 modules out as well, try mix and match them with your game and play them as you like as well. So that option is always going to be there. But if you are more interested in a campaign just like me, then you will be looking at this book, reading the story, which is going to expand the lore that Scythe had set up by taking you a little bit back into the world of Nikola Tesla and how he actually developed these robots and then started the whole revolution in Europa. So that is going to be the thematic setting, and from where the story is going to pick up and take you through. Different factions in Europa are going to be, of course, as usual, at the brink of war by using the technology which Tesla has made. And that's the kind of story that will be explored in this. Each story is going to be slowly expanding till it takes you up to, well, Fenris, as the name explains, that who the Fenris were and what they were doing. And you will be adding the modules from this. Now, this is, I'm going to, it's hard to actually keep it spoiler free, but each of these modules are unique and they do add a variety and different sense of playing the game, which is nice. But I will say overall I can even combine them into 3 modules. There isn't that much variety. At least the 3 modules are completely different from one another, and from that point of view it's a very good campaign. What I will say is that in the end the story did leave me a little bit hanging. Okay, so what happened afterwards, or what happened to him, and even though there was a big setup, big reveal setup for taking you up to the end, but then afterwards, in my opinion, the ending wasn't that clear. It turned towards more about factions rather than about the characters we were exploring, and that's my bad thing, only bad thing about the campaign of this one. For the modules, I have already told that in my opinion they could have combined those modules into one as well, because some of the modules are very similar or don't add that much pizzazz to the game anyway. Overall, if you're looking for something to extend the life of Scythe, and that's the main reason why I bought this expansion, because I just don't want to play the same game over and over. I wanted to play a campaign, a reason that I get to play this game more than 2, 3, 4 times, and this is the perfect reason. It made me fall in love with Scythe because I get to play it more and more and explore all the possibilities that existed in Scythe. And from that point of view, this is a fantastic expansion, but overall it could have been made better as well.
Uh, this booklet also comes with rules of playing game as a co-op game. So in case you're interested in not playing it as competitive but as co-op, then you can use the rules given in it, which lets you control one of the factions, kind of automa but more simple, to actually play it as co-op.
So that's my spoiler free review of Scythe. Now, for those people who are not interested in knowing anything more about this one and want to explore the contents of this remaining box by themselves, they can stop the video and you can enjoy your life and try to explore this campaign if you got interested. But if you are interested in seeing that what comes in the box in addition to this book, which is containing all the missions, then continue watching, because this is the second part where I'm going to show you the contents of the game and give you a little bit of my remarks about all of them. So first of all, of course, just like the original game, there is an achievement sheet.
The first module that I'm going to show you is the war and the economy objective track. So if you have peace and war on the other side, which is going to change the objectives, and it gives you a different focus. So you can place it on your standard board to change whether you want a more peace focused game or a war focused game. So for example, in the war you have more objectives to be completed based upon fight or combat, and that's one of the modules that you will unlock in the game. Another module that you will unlock are the mech mods. The mech mods, in my opinion, are not that useful because again, the mods, you will have to replace one of your mech abilities which are on your faction boards, and in my opinion all of those are kind of essential. So it's very hard for me to pick and choose or find any interesting capabilities which were here. There were some unique abilities here, but they were not good enough that I would always play with them or change one of my base attributes of the mechs. But in case, based on your playstyle, if you do find that okay, I want to replace, for example, a combat centric ability with something more like a stealth mech, then those are the kind of mods that you can get from the mech mods. One of my favorite mods that are available are the infrastructure mods. Why I like them is that they give you capability to actually get kind of free upgrades. When you're starting the game, then the game is kind of slow in Scythe because you will be doing moving your two workers around, having some production issues, not being able to have enough production to actually do one of the bottom actions which let you deploy mech or build structures or get some upgrades. But using these infrastructure mods, it gives you one-time resources to build anything that you like, and that's the kind of capability which I like because it speeds up or ramps up the game very quickly. Now I already have a mech deployed. So for example, I have unlocked Riverwalk and I can start exploring the world of Scythe very quickly. And that's why I like these infrastructure mods the best. Another module that comes in the game are the alliance tiles. Now what these alliance tiles are going to do is, this works only if you have more than 2 players, is that you can exchange alliance tiles between different players. So if you have made an alliance with someone, you will get their tile and they will get your tile, and on this tile is going to be the base capability or the special capability of that faction. So for example, if you get the Rushwet alliance token, then Rushwet special capability is that they get to do the same action multiple times. But since now I'm in alliance with them, I get to do that capability as well. Similarly, the other players are going to get that capability. You can betray other players, but you will be getting negative 10 points if you do betray them. And you will lose that special capability as well. So these alliance tokens are, well, they add a new layer to the game, but they are only useful if you are playing at a high player count. Then there are going to be some other tokens which are generic and will be used in many of the missions. Now let me go to the boxes before going into other cardboard things. One of the boxes is the Vesna faction. So we will get a new green faction which is based on Tesla's daughter. They have really cool kind of drum-like robots with 4 legs. And here is Tesla's daughter Vesna with a robotic fox that she controls. I really like the color of these, her wooden bits. This is like light green color, and this comes with the Wind Gambit ships as well. So if you have that expansion, then you get to have that. So you will be getting this faction added to, and one of the things that makes Vesna unique is that her 2 of the faction ability or mech abilities are completely blank. She comes with her own set of tokens, so each time Vesna faction is going to have different capabilities, and that's what makes Vesna unique. So that's what's in box A. Then you are also going to get, near the end, you will get to unlock this Fenris, which is the name of the game, the Fenris expansion. And the Fenris expansion is orange one. They have really tall robots. Now these mechs, even though are my favorite, but they are prone to actually fall down just because of their thin legs and higher center of gravity on the top. So you will have to be careful when placing them on the board, but otherwise they look really cool. And here is the main character and the Wind Gambit ship. You will get, of course, with all the factions, you will get these kind of base discs. So whichever faction you're not using in the game, you can place this disc on that location to actually get in control of that, or make that as your base area. Then the next box that's going to be in this game is, and of course I forgot to show you, here's the Rasputin and the Vesna faction card player board. This faction is more combat centric and it has some take that elements in it as well. So if you like that kind of conflict based nature, then this faction is going to be ideal for you. Now the last box, the other boxes just split some components, so I'm not going to show you and spoil too much even. But one of the things, last miniatures in this game is going to be this Mad Tesla. So he's in his kind of unicycle motorbike, and this Mad Tesla, or simply Tesla, is going to be playable in two modes depending on the type of things that you choose in the game, or you can again play one game in one mode, other game in another mode. So if you play it as an ally, then this acts as your normal character or mech that you can actually use it to get through different encounters. So it adds an additional character that you can move around. But more interesting is its Mad Tesla side. You will get with the game some dice, and using the Mad Tesla, so it becomes an automated character. This hex only tells where it's going to randomly move and destroy or have combat with your characters. So even though you're playing a competitive game, but this adds a third automatic controlled character which is going to fight all the other player characters as well in the Mad Tesla mission. Then there is going to be the Desolation tiles as well, similar to the Mad Tesla. In case you didn't unlock Mad Tesla, then what you're going to have is another faction, ideally Fenris itself. If no player is controlling it, you can play that as a Desolation faction, which is going to actually attack everyone. So it's a more simpler form of Atoma in which that faction is attacking every other faction. So you can play that Desolation, and for that this tile is used. Then the last module in this one is going to be these Triumph tiles. So this lets you add, instead of your standard objectives, these tiles you can mix, randomize, pick any 10, and then every time you're going to have random objectives that you get to complete in the game. So overall, that's what comes in the game. A lot of things that are here, these modules which you can mix and match. Of course, there are these objective trackers. If you're playing the campaign, then you get to track. There's a whole pad, so you can play it multiple times and choose different options, because there are 2 times that you will get divergent paths in the campaign, so you can play them multiple times as well. So that's all the contents of Scythe Rise of Fenris expansion, and in case you're interested, you can always get it. If this is the kind of thing, more modules, more variety, co-op campaign, plus more ways of playing the game, if that interests you, then of course Rise of Fenris is going to be a fantastic expansion that you can add to Scythe to expand its life. That's it for me. Happy gaming!